Alright, today, once again in Rothrock State Forest, and I hear there is a fire tower, an old one down this road, and I thought I was going to drive all the way there because was planning on hiking part of the Mid-State Trail along Tussey Ridge here. So it's got some good views of the sunset, but I saw the sign for the fire tower and drove up here, and it says I'm a half a mile away from it, but the gate is closed up ahead. So I plan on walking the half mile to see if the tower's there and what it looks like, because I know nothing about it. And after that, depending on the time, I'll hit Mid-State Trail for a little bit. The last few raindrops are falling. It's been a pretty rainy and stormy morning. Here it is at 4 o'clock on June 8th, and I'm in a sweatshirt and jeans and a little cold right now. It is in the low 50s, if that, and should be the last of the rain though. Should see some sun coming out shortly, so should not be a bad evening for a hike. But look, that's no fun. That's no fun at all. I looked online, and apparently you could go up this as recently as a couple of years ago, and they just took the steps out of it, which is really unfortunate. I'm right here along the Mid-State Trail, which I passed. It crossed when I came up this road over there. So I guess it zigzagged up and then came back, or the other way. Maybe there'll be a view down here. It seems like a couple things here. Power lines, and there's an old cabin over here as well. But very sad that this is closed. I got the impression online that I could climb up this. I would love to see the view right now. Not sure what that's at. That looks like this has been really boarded up as well. It's kind of spooky. It turns out I actually could have drove all the way to the tower instead of walking the half mile or so back. It was a pretty boring walk. It's just like slowly uphill on a gravel road. It turns out this isn't even locked, and it's just, you just courtesy open it and close it. So I could have opened this gate if I wanted, but oh well. It has a sign that says like authorized use only, but there's signs like everywhere that say that, all the places. So I don't know, it's not locked, so could have gone in there if I wanted. Could have drove, but okay, now back down the mountain. At least a little bit to go to where I originally intended to hike today, if there is enough daylight left to do it. Everything is so green. Got a lot of rain. I'm doing part of this. I had ambitions of going to the far lookout, which is better, and it says it's much more wilderness prone, but that is a little bit too far for my liking, given that it is already 5 o'clock. So instead, I'll be going halfway there to the Mount Nittany overlook and going to check that out, and then just see what the time is there, and then probably just come back, since even though I got my headlamp with me, I don't really want to hike in the dark, especially along the Mid-State Trail, which is just so rocky. Actually, I mean, this part is a fire road, so nice and grassy, but up here I'm supposed to be turning off, and it'll be back like when Robert and I hiked. It's nice to see these mountains with fresh tree cover. They're pretty ugly when it's just a bunch of barren trees. So as it turns out, I left my normal micro SD card that I use, which is only 8 gigabytes, but it has like 40 minutes of footage on it, and it's much more adequate for a short trip like this. I left it in my computer because I was copying some time lapses off that I took from my apartment, and luckily I had my 4 gigabyte one with me. It's my backup. I keep it in my hiking pack in a little SD card pouch. So luckily, I had that, so I can record something with this, but it's only like 12 minutes of footage or something. So I've saved the GoPro to hopefully get some good, good time lapses or good footage at the overlooks. And I've been using my new cell phone I got, the LG G5, which is a pretty good camera on it, and it has a time lapse option, and it has a few other nifty features, but it's a good quality camera, and I've been using that to record some of the other stuff so that I don't use up the space on this camera. So yeah, that's why everything else might be a little bit different looking, because it's on my cell phone camera, because I'm an idiot and left my GoPro in there. I've been really bad with the GoPro. We went storm chasing the other day, and I thought it was fully charged, but sure enough, my GoPro was dead as soon as we pulled over, and I was trying to set up the tripod and set up everything, and just had to use my cell phone, which, again, I got some good pictures, but, you know, a really neat time lapse of a shelf cloud coming over would have been much nicer on a GoPro on a tripod versus just with my cell phone camera. Do you hear that? Scared the heck out of me. It did like one really loud squeak. It's not doing it now, but I was like around the corner. I think I almost jumped out of my shoes. I was zoning out. It was really loud, whatever it was. I think it's coming from this tree. Let's see. I made it. What a view. Mount Nittany and the valley. This is way better than the view on Mount Nittany of the town. It is super windy up here. All right, let me set this up for, I don't know if it's coming out too well on the GoPro. Let me try my cell phone camera to show you guys what it looks like, and then we'll get a time lapse here of this. All right, I think the time lapse is good. It's been about 20 minutes. I've had some snacks, and I am freezing cold right now. My hands are numb. It is like 45 degrees up here, and the wind is just whipping. So I'm going to hike back, hopefully kind of quickly, and I think it'll take me about 30, 45 minutes to get back, and then I'm gonna head home because it is after 6 o'clock now. And the sunset this time of year is just a little bit more that way. So I would have to hike another like 2 miles, or mile or so. Yeah, like another 2 miles down, and it looks like there's something there. It said there's a tower there. There's something else cool there. So I'm gonna save that for another hike when I come with some friends. So for now, back down the mountain.